Hi everyone. I always start off with an apology, but I'm not going to this time. I'm just going to say I'm back, but I want to be more serious this time because I was going to do something for Good Friday and it just never quite worked out and I didn't know why. And then we found this. You know, the day in between Good Friday and Easter must have been a very, very sad and a very, very lonely day. This man who you thought was going to take you through to the heavens or else bring healing to every person, he died. Now this was written by someone who we both know and we both love her, who actually has got a Chihuahua. Should have been a Great Dane, but it's a Chihuahua. Anyway, this was written by her in the middle of January 2005 at 1:25 in the morning, just for those of you which likes the details. Please forgive me if I read it wrong. I should do all of that before I come on, shouldn't I? They say that Jesus is alive. He came to set us free from the ties that bind us. And then he died upon that tree. As he hung there bleeding, with nails pierced his hands, he looked towards the crowds that day, out on the sinner's land. He said a prayer unto God to save them from themselves, his death to heal their broken land, the heart of God compelled. His face was stained with painful tears. His heart was full of grief. A sinner from that cross beside asked for forgiving relief. Jesus turned to him and said that he would join with him right beside his Father in heaven, free from sin. Then Jesus bowed his head with sorrow. He saw his old friend John. The fear within his tearful eyes was all but far from gone. Jesus then saw Mary, his mother, firm and true. He told John to take care of her, like a good son will always do. Then the heavens cracked with mighty thunder. The deed was almost done. Jesus raised his eyes to God, to a Father, from a Son. Jesus gave his soul to God as the thorns they did embed into the flesh of God himself, where they lay upon his head. Once his spirit was commended unto heaven and unto God. His body hung there blood-stained, his blood soaked in the sod. Later on, before the sunset, Mary lay with her Saviour in her arms, lifeless, battered, and so bruised. Her wearisome spirit could not be calmed. They lay her son within the grave, the entrance surely sealed. The grave was guarded day and night, that stone. 3 hard days then had passed, until he came again. Empty was our Saviour's tomb, no one knew how or when. An angel came, he looked to Mary. Why do you look for the living amongst the dead? For Christ is risen from the grave. He walks with you instead. And it was so, and it is true. Jesus is alive. He came to save our sinning souls, that we may live and thrive. And that is so true. He is alive. And as in churches all over the land, on Easter Sunday they will say, He is risen. And we will all reply, He is risen indeed. So that was just a little bit in between Good Friday and Easter Sunday. You're still in my mind and my thoughts and my prayers. You're still in the prayer book down there. But this time I'm going to leave it just there. Just a little thought in between the days. God bless everyone. God bless.